All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kadash. Also, I'm going to give double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS that rule well and teach for forgiving us 100% truth. All right, so I wanted to do this lesson, man, like for the for the new brothers and sisters coming into the faith. Okay, especially you men. All right, and I want to go through a few scriptures, man, that I wrote down. Just, pretty much how I go about things when you come in the truth. You got to move a certain way. All right. This is not Christianity. This is the truth. All right. So on the way to how to conduct yourself coming into this. So I wanted to hit a few scriptures. Okay. First, it all starts with the fear of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Okay. This is Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. Okay. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever. Okay, so the fear of Yahweh is where you begin to understand the higher power, what is he capable of doing. And that's the beginning of wisdom. Okay, the fear of Yahweh. All right, because you gotta understand that the fear of Yahweh was taught by, the traditions of men. Okay, they don't really push the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, for example, you hear God is all love. He loves everybody the way you are. Come as you are, and that's not the fear, because how can you fear someone that's all love? All right. So the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. Okay. And once you understand and get the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he'll start opening you up and giving you that understanding. Okay. He'll start dealing with you. Okay. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praises endure forever. Let's get Job 28 and 28. It says, and unto men he said, behold, the fear of Yahweh, that is wisdom. Okay, so the fear of Yahweh, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. Okay, so that fear of the Most High, Yahweh, it's going to keep you in order. It's going to keep you in line because you know the judgments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so that fear is going to make you depart from that, from evil, because you have that understanding of the judgments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You got the understanding that he the one that creates good and evil. Okay, he the one that make alive, unalive. He the one that does all these things. Okay, so when you get the understanding of that, you're gonna depart from your wicked ways. Okay, so that's important. Let's get Deuteronomy 10 and 12. This is Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what do Yahweh thy power require of thee? Okay. What does Yahweh require of us? But to fear Yahweh, thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I command you this day for thy good. Okay. You got these Christians talking about the laws are done away with and whatever. But that's wrong, okay? We still keep the laws to the best of our ability, yet we are in captivity, okay? We can't keep them 100% because this captivity we in, and not only that, we in this sinful flesh, okay? There's the reason why we needed a Savior, okay? But we are to rehearse the righteous acts, okay? And one of those righteous acts is trying to keep the law to the best of our ability, okay? pursuing the Judges 5 and 11, we are to rehearse the righteous acts. All right. So that's what the Heavenly Father requires of us. Okay. But to fear Yahweh thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Let's get that down to you. A call to love and obedience. And now, Israel, what does Yahweh your power require of you? He requires only that you fear Yahweh your power and live in a way that pleases him, and love him and serve him with all your heart and soul. All right. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. So the topic is, when you come into this truth, how to move. Okay, you got to move a certain way. Okay, you just can't. This is something. This ain't. Let me put it like this. This is life or death, man. All right. And this is why you got to put away childish things, and you got to move with wisdom and understanding, and understand that this is not a joke. All right. And the times we're coming in to, it's going to get real bad out here, to where, at some point in time, it's time for you to grow up. Right. And I always tell myself that too, and I'm speaking for myself, or I don't speak to anybody else. I always tell myself, hey, you got to put that child stuff away. It's time to grow up. All right. So when a lot of people come on the comment boards, and this is why a lot of brothers get rebuked when they first come in, because they're not knowing, okay, not understanding, okay, but rebuke and correction is a part of the ministry, all right? You're going to get rebuked, you're going to be corrected, okay? So I want to get this. This is Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in Yahweh with all thy heart, and lean not into thy own understanding, okay? So we got to make sure that we don't lean on our own understanding, okay? So your best thing is just to be quiet. Just be quiet and listen. Okay? Because if you lean on your own understanding, you're not going to get the truth. This truth. Okay? So that's why when you come in this truth, your best thing is just to be quiet and listen and learn and take notes. Okay? If you have any questions, you got the brothers do a lot of videos, okay? You can go on YouTube, and you got a lot of brothers that go on videos, okay, especially the brothers of GMS and the affiliates, okay. All you got to do is type in GMS, this topic or whatever. If the brothers can't answer your questions right then and there, best believe Yahweh Shem Shai, he will reveal that answer to you. And I'm speaking on experience myself, okay. I asked the question, the brothers wasn't able to answer it because they were in the lesson, and this is why I was coming in the truth. But guess what? I searched up the videos, and next you know, the question that I put on a comment board, one of the brothers answered in one of their videos they did. Okay? So if you can't get your question answered right then and there, if Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is dealing with you, he will point you in that direction, okay? And it will reveal itself. All right? So the best thing you do, if you come on to the Brothers Live and teaching, the best thing to do is just be quiet, listen, and learn. Okay, you got any questions? Sometimes they ask you, you got any questions? That's your time when you answer. Okay, but just don't get on the comment board just throwing out shit. All right, especially if it ain't pertaining to the subject what they talking about. And especially if you're coming into the middle of things, you just want to sit and get the understanding. First, know what they talking about first. All right, and lean out on your understanding. And that's the problem with Jake. They lean on their own understanding. Okay. So now let's get second address. 14:34. Second address 14:34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, and ye should be kept alive, and after death you shall obtain mercy. Okay, so you must unlearn and relearn because of the lies you've been taught. Okay, so coming into this wise counsel, you must subdue, subdue your own understanding. Okay, because you got to understand that we've been taught lies. All right, so you can't come in here thinking you know something. All right, let's get Proverbs 17:28. This is Proverbs 17:27. He that have knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. Even a fool, when he hold his peace, is counted wise. And he that shut up his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Okay, because you want to do more listening, okay, than talking. Okay, let's get that in the NLT. A truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even tempered. Even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. See, even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. With their mouth shut, they seem intelligent. All right. So the point that I'm trying to get is that when you come into this wise counsel, the best thing for you to do is do more listening, okay, and take notes. All right. You got any questions? Okay. Sometimes the brothers, like I said, they offer questions at the end of their lessons, okay, or if they can't answer at that time, trust me, if Yahweh Shai was dealing with you, that question, it will pop up on one of the videos that they did in the past, in the past, and you will get your answer there. All right. So you can't come in here just throwing out questions and stuff. All right. So the main point is listen. Okay. Don't be running off on the mouth. Let's get James 1:19. This James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Okay? So swift to hear, slow to speak. Okay, that's the point right there. You want to be swift to hear, slow to speak. All right? And that's why a lot of Jake get rebuked. Okay? So when you do those things and you listen, okay, because listening is the art, man. When you start just listening, just sit back and listen and digest this knowledge and understanding. Okay, and you're going to get that understanding. Okay, you're going to see why is that, okay, if you just sit back and listen. All right. So let's get Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven and upon earth, therefore let thy words be few. Okay? So when you get around brothers that's been in the faith for years or whatever, elders and all that, you don't want to say too much. Okay? You want to do more hearing. You better be ready to hear. Okay? Don't be trying to just be running off the mouth. All right? Because then you're going to get rebuked, then you're going to get in your feelings. Okay? And a lot of brothers, when they get in their feelings, they get emotional, then you don't see them no more. All right? And that's a demon. And the only way when you get like that, you need to fast and pray. All right? So I'm just getting our pointers. So when you come across these brothers and they pushing this word, I'm telling you, you want to listen, take notes. Don't say too much. Okay? Unless they ask you if they want to answer questions at the end, then that's when you do it. All right? Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. All right? So do more hearing than yapping. All right. And another thing is when you come into, you want to come in as a babe. You want to come in not thinking you know everything. All right. Because that's the other thing you see brothers get fucked up on, man. You want to come as a babe. Okay. A babe is someone that could be taught, that's teachable. Okay. You come in as a grown ass man, then you can't learn nothing. You can't teach a grown man nothing. Okay. So you want to come in a mindset like a child, a baby, ready to learn, teachable. Okay. Willing to get correction. All right. Let's get 18:3. This is Matthew 18:3. Verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, you should not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So a man who thinks he knows everything can't be taught. All right? So when you first come into the knowledge, we are babies. Okay? And for a baby to grow, it needs milk. All right? And the milk is the basic of the scriptures. Let's get 1 Peter. This is 1 Peter 2:2. Okay, let me start at 1. This is 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisy, I can't pronounce that word. It's like hypocrisy, and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Okay, and that sincere milk is the basic of the scriptures. Okay, the basics, knowing who the Heavenly Father, the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, knowing the Heavenly Father and only begotten Son's name. Okay, that's basic milk. Okay, so when you come in as a newborn babe. You come here being able to be teachable, be able to be corrected. You can't come in here proud, high-minded, or whatever. You can't come in that spirit. All right, because then you're not gonna grow. All right. You can't just go jumping straight to meat either. Okay. Because when a baby needs milk. Okay. Then he works his way up to solid foods. All right. So it's a process. It's an order to this. All right. Let's get Psalms. This is Psalms 131. Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I exercise myself in great manners or in things too high for me. Okay, trying to be deep. Okay, speaking without understanding. Surely I have behaved and quiet myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. Okay, my soul is even as weaned as a child. Okay, so you want to come into this thing like a child. Okay, this ain't just because you 50 years old or whatever and all this other stuff, or you got to come in there like a babe. Okay, you can't come in here come in there like a fully adult. Okay, because those are the ones that you can't teach because they don't want to be taught. Okay, they want to be the one teaching, but they don't have the understanding. All right, so you got to be careful, man. Let's get Sirach 2:1. This is Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare my soul for temptation. Okay, so your ones coming to truth, y'all gotta understand what you're coming into. Okay, you gotta understand that this truth is not Christianity. It's not what you've been taught. Okay, when you come into this wise counsel, and that's why it says, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, Bashem Yahshai, prepare thy soul for temptation, because you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried. You're going to suffer. All right. But see, they don't teach you that. All right. So when you come to the man of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai that he set up, they're not going to sugarcoat. They're going to give you this raw, uncut truth. Okay. They're not going to trim their ways for you to feel good. All right. They're not going to do that. Okay. They're going to tell you the truth. Okay. And they're gonna give it how it is. Okay. How we supposed to give it. Okay. So if you can't take it, or it don't resonate with your spirit, then it's not for you, because this truth is not for everybody. All right. This truth ain't for everybody. So you gotta understand that when you come in this wise counsel, you gotta understand, just like the elders always say, you gotta understand what you're coming into. Because a lot of Jake now, they don't understand what they're coming into. Okay? Not everything's gonna be peaches and cream. All right? Let's get Romans 12:2. This is Romans 12 and start at 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Okay, so that's our reasonable service, to make our bodies a living sacrifice. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect to the will of the Most High. Okay, so be not conformed to this world. Okay, but be ye transferred by renewing your mind. So you have to renew your mind. Okay, you got to be born again. Okay, through this word. Okay, because this word is what cleanses you. All right. Matter of fact, let's get Ephesians 5:26. Ephesians 5:26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Okay, so this word is what cleanses you. Okay, that's that water. All right, let's get James 1:22. So James 1:22, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass. Okay, so you want to be doers with the word. Okay, you just don't want to be hearers in the word. You want to actually, how you put it, you don't want to just be hearers of the word, but you want to be doers. Okay, these scriptures is our measurement. Okay, this is how we're supposed to walk. Okay, so you want to apply the scriptures in your daily life, if that makes sense. Okay, not just hearing it, but you want to apply it to your day by day. All right, that's going to help you grow. Okay, because these scriptures are written for our learning. Okay, this is for our instruction. All right, so let's get 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show thyself approved to the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay, so not only, okay, you listen to the brother speak or whatever, you got to study on your own. Okay, you study to show thyself approved to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Okay, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. All right. So you hear brothers teaching, but it's your job to go back and that's like Berea, the spirit of Berea, and go back and see if those things are real or true. All right. Do your own research. Okay. Study to show thyself approved. Okay. Do your own study and read. Okay. Watch videos. Take notes. All right. Get the understanding. All right. Pray. All right. So I wanted to do this video because when you come in this truth, it's a certain way you got to move. All right. And not a lot of Jake know these points. And so when a brother rebuke them, they get cut and then they get in their feelings. Okay. So the best thing to do is just keep silent. All right. Listen, learn, digest all this understanding. Okay. Because we're coming in a time that if you're not taking this seriously, the family of the word. We'll get this. This is Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he's near. Okay. And he's found through his servants, the prophets. Okay. Where's that famine? This is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are taking notes. You're getting all the understanding that you can get. Okay. Because at one point it's not going to be accessible like it is now. Okay. And that's going to the family of the word. Okay. So you got, and we're going to read down, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. Okay. Because Yahweh shall, he's going to draw his men. Okay. The internet's going to go down. So you're not going to be able to access this on the internet. Okay. You're not going to actually all them videos that the brother's pushing out. Okay. You're not going to be able to get it. All right. So it's the time for you to take advantage of this grace period. Take advantage of this mercy that is open up to you. Okay. And absorb as much as you can. Okay. Because knowledge and stability. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Okay. So knowledge and stability is going to be the strength. Okay. Knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay. Because when everything breaks loose, if you don't have this knowledge, you're not going to be stable. You're not going to understand. You're not going to know how to move in these days. You're going to bug out. You're going to be shaken up for what's going to befall this place. Okay. So don't wait till the last minute to take advantage of this. Don't thinking that it's always going to be here, because it's not. Okay. Don't how to say, don't tarry to turn to your Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. Because it's not going to be there no more, and you're going to wish that you took heed. Okay. Don't be procrastinating. All right. So these are the things that you want to, when you come into this truth, all right, you want to follow. All right. And you will be all right. Okay. Just do more listening than talking. All right. So I hope this video was edifying, and I want to say shalom.